Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video, and this is a paid request for Fadi. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, tier lists, rankings, video game playthroughs, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this is for... well, he wanted me to do a commentary and then a review of Men in Black 2. So it was Men in Black 1, Men in Black 2, and then The Matrix, which I'll do that a bit later. But I figured tonight I'll try to do Men in Black commentary, then a review, then this one, and then a review. And so thank you for your patience, Fadi. For those who sent the request, thank you. Again, if you want to request any type of videos, PayPal is the best way to do it. Cash App, you can as well. Links are down below, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. So thank you. So pause the beginning here. Let's get right into it. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. And for syncing the Columbia, there's the lady's face now. Toda, Toda, Toda. And the words Columbia's gonna right now. What's underneath that Toda? Gonna fade out. And for syncing down. And then we have Mysteries in History with Peter Graves, the original Jim Phelps from the Mission Impossible TV show. Now, talked about the first Men in Black, so if you want, the review should be up at this point, as well as the commentary. All I'll say is I really enjoy the film. International I've seen, I don't remember a damn thing about, other than hating it. It was the worst of the 4. The third one I like. I do think it was a step up from this. This one is one of those movies that I don't know if I'll be angry by the end of this. I know no matter what, I liked it more than International, the 4th one, but this I remember being disappointed in. I don't mind the idea that, okay, it's a 70s reenactment, so you have the times, like the afro and other stuff. The cheap budget style. But this is one of those movies that I remember I did not see it in the theater. Saw it... they got the DVD, because I'm like, come on, it's Men in Black. I like the first one. I'll check it out. I'll just blind buy the DVD. And then I'm like, okay, just... It was always that reaction. It was never a love, a desire to rewatch it a ton of times. It was always like, something is off about this movie. Something is off. Something is just not quite clicking here with me. A disappointing sequel. Didn't make me angry. Like Happy Gilmore 2 that I saw recently, that made me angry. This didn't make me angry, just kind of like, man, I think they dropped a bit of the ball what the first one was, where the tone, this one seemed a bit more silly, goofy type of feel to it. And when you rewatch the first Men in Black, it's a funny movie, but a lot of it's fairly serious. Like, you look at Will Smith's performance. There are moments where he's more low-key than you would think, or downplays things more than you think, or the humor is just more level-headed. And there's a few little things here and there, but there's a lot of things he takes very serious. And there's some good heartfelt moments, like when they're talking on the bench about, well, what's the catch? The catch is all the people you know in your life, you'll never get to see them, talk to them again, ever. Your whole life is, your past life is gone. It's worth it. That's up to you, though. Or the bit with Tommy Lee Jones, the love of his life, which he finally gets back with at the end of the film, that you see on the newspaper. This really didn't have that strong of a heart to me. And I think that the way the characters are, it just comes off as not as strong, not as... I mean, this just comes off as more of a goofy, silly comedy at times. And I don't think the villain. I mean, I don't mind Lara Flynn Boyle. Good looking too, when she gets her female, human form. But this just didn't come off as memorable as Vincent D'Onofrio's character. Johnny Knoxville, I don't mind Johnny Knoxville, but his character was a little bit. Not only was he a little bit irritating, then he just disappears. Like, literally, you tell me what the fuck happened to the character. He just disappears in the thin air. I like Rosario Dawson as an actress. I don't think the story was as interesting. The way that they had the Tommy Lee Jones character come back. Just the dates, the heart of the first movie. Like, he doesn't get his happy ending. The woman he loved and thought of for all those years dumped him for the stupid reasons they bring up. Like, what? So when he retires, he doesn't get his happy ending. Now he's just stuck being MIB until he dies. That's pretty depressing. Because they wanted the two of them back. Because if they knew they were going to get a sequel, then they wouldn't have ended it that way. Then Linda Fiorentino, they made her Men in Black, but now it's like, oh yeah, she went back to being a morgue attendant. I'm like, it's not supposed to be that easy. That's why. Oh, Malibu comic. I don't know why I kept thinking it was Marvel comic. But it's Malibu, okay. I think I accidentally said Marvel during the commentary. Because at the end it said Marvel. At the end of the first movie. But anyway. I guess Marvel Comics, maybe that was another thing. But anyway. That's why in the first film they made it adamant of, no, like, this is a all or nothing. Because you lose your fingerprints, your identity, your identification's all gone. This is a cool practical effect. I mean, Britt Baker does come back, and this is a fun effect here that she ate the guy that has to puke it back up. And Lara Flynn Boyle, well, I'll wait till the stomach is gone. Come back, come back, come back. Ugh. Come back. There you go. Now, nice looking. There you go. Nice ass. But like the first film, the MIB, like everything was like taken more seriously. Here it's just a bit more goofy. Like, you looked at the recruitment process in the first movie with all those guys, like the people of the Air Force, the Navy. How the fuck would Patrick Warburton's character ever get approved to be a damn Men in Black? Now, Patrick Warburton's and he's a good character actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. Barry Sonnenfeld had done the pilot of The Tick, which was 2001, which Patrick Warburton was the star of it. So I'm sure that's how he got to be part of this. And when you watch Will Smith's performance now, it's more of the Will Smith that you think of, the Will Smith that you assume. A bit more of that attitude, a little bit more of that, maybe a bit broader of her performance. So somehow his head hit a fucking sign and didn't get smashed up. And yeah, they throw a lot more CGI into this. Because of course they have I'm sure like a bigger budget. So you have this real, I mean, the first one has CG, but you looked at the way the opening is. I mean, you do have that creature, but it felt more of a wittier, more clever opening, while this is more of just a big set piece. Like, the beginning of the first film was wittier. All these guys hiding amongst these illegals. okay, they're looking for illegal aliens, but no, this is a different type of illegal alien hiding as a human, and they're trying to talk or reason with it, and then he gets pissed, and then they have to, See, when you see Will Smith here, again, in the first film, he acted much more like a police officer. Here is more of what you expect Will Smith to act like. And this type of stuff. It is interesting when you watch the first Men in Black and you just watch Will Smith's performance and you watch this. Definitely seems different. I like the little detail that the alien was like, I was just having some fun. And I'd rather the alien just kill later, so... Oh well. But yeah, this is a film that I remember when I first saw it, I was so surprised of how short the film was. Granted, the first film was only 90 some minutes long, 97. This one, though, when you take out the end credits, is like an hour and 20, even. Again, if you take out the end credits. Fairly short for this kind of movie. And I feel like there's a lot of issues and production problems. Like this bit. Oh, Mr. Black Man. See, that's what I mean. It's like much more of a bigger, broader performance. Now, maybe you could say, well, yeah, he's changed since Tommy Lee Jones not with him. It's been how many years since the first film? He's changed. And they make that reflective of how people are scared to be with him because they think that he's going to neuralize them. Which you would think there'd be a lot more planning with that. He can't just neuralize someone willy-nilly. I would assume like Tom Lee Jones would have talked to Rip Torn and say, yeah, I want this guy because he's going to be my replacement. So when he neuralizes me, that was part of the plan all along. Just how much time, money, effort it takes to bring a person to the Men in Black, wipe out their identity, get them set up, and then, I could just neuralize them whenever, and then you just place them back to the real world, which, how much work would that be? We gotta redo their identity, fingerprints, all the other shit. Again, and they just, it doesn't really fit with the world of the first movie, the way they set it up. Because this one, again, they just want to be sort of a broader, sillier movie. Even Will Smith's actions and just his behavior is more bigger and broader than it was in the first, at least to me, at least. So here we have Johnny Knoxville, who of course was in the Jackass films. I don't mind Johnny Knoxville. Hell, I liked him in Skip Trace with him and Jackie Chan and some other films. I liked him in The Last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I would say it's more the second head I found annoying. Not so much the main Knoxville character, but the second one was just a little bit eh. But it's just weird that I think it's more so he just disappears. He just completely disappears. He doesn't get killed off. Doesn't become like working for the good guys. Becomes an informant. So when you leave the character off the table like that, it's like, well, what was the point of having this character in the movie in the first place? It doesn't go anywhere. Again, the fact that he just vanishes just feels like a weird plot hole. Again, with the way that you saw the recruiting and the people they were recruiting in the first movie, how the hell did Patrick Warburton get to this point? See, like, even the scene here where he's crying, you don't realize me. Yeah, see, it's just bigger. I need to stop repeating myself. It just, the tone is different from the first movie. And hey, there are movies that have done that. That have different tones. And some for the better. Terminator 2, a little bit more of a big budget action tone. While I prefer the first Terminator, but Terminator 2 is good. Aliens, more of an action driven tone. Love that film. It's my favorite film ever. This one, though, is he even able to do this with an agent? And also just to go find a wife and have babies. Dude, he has no fucking identity. They wiped it out. He has no fingerprints. He has no ID anymore. How's he even supposed to make a living? If he tries to get a job for money, they're not going to know who the fuck he is. So, what the hell, Will? You just fucked him over. Don't you remember in the first film, you have no identity? They made like a whole segment scene of that. Deleting Will Smith's identity. And the fingerprints and the ID, driver's license deleted off the records. What the fuck? What's he going to do now? He has nothing. You just made the guy homeless. Rosario Dawson, I do like her as an actress. She was in Clerks 2. She was in Grindhouse. Oh my god, not Planet Terror. Death. I can't believe I don't remember that movie. Death. The one with Kurt Russell. Death Proof. She was in Death Proof. Then Clerks 2. Among other films. Always thought Rosario Dawson was a likable, good-looking actress. She seems to be someone also into nerdy type of stuff. But yeah, apparently there's a lot of production issues because of this came out 2002. Apparently there's some plot points that they didn't want in there because of 9/11. I think the Twin Towers was part of the plot. And then, of course, they couldn't use that because of 9/11. Again, things had to be reworked script story-wise. Felt like a bunch of stuff was deleted. Again, Knoxville's character just completely fucking disappears. Where the fuck did he go? Also, I heard that there was tension between Will Smith and Barry Sonnenfeld on this movie because for Men in Black 3, apparently Barry, they did not want him back to direct the film. And Barry kind of had to push for himself to direct the film where he had done the first two movies for. So, did Barry Sonnenfeld he had done Wild Wild West with Will Smith. That was a big embarrassment for people. After this, Barry Sonnenfeld did Big Trouble with Tim Allen, Men in Black 3 eventually. He did that 9 Lives movie with Kevin Spacey, who turns to a cat, which I've never seen the film. But I think this is Nick Cannon. I think that's Nick Cannon. Yeah, I think that was Nick Cannon. But yeah, I don't know what the exact issues were. Because I remember the making of where, like, Will and Barry are having fun with the ADR. Like, going back and forth. Like, Will's doing this, and Barry's like, what? He hit me. Like, playful. So, that's why who knows, maybe those rumors are false. Love to know the full story, if people are willing to tell the truth. But yeah, they definitely also do more with the characters in the first film. And even made them a bit goofier. Like the dog, they definitely made a bigger deal here. Like when he's outside the window singing and he wants to be a Men in Black right here. They're like, hey, people like the dog in the first film. Put more of him into it. They like those little stick aliens. Make them more in the first film and to be part of the action and gearing up. I mean, they worked for the little points that they were supposed to work for. I personally don't think we need to see more of Pud the dog. I personally don't think we need to see more of those stick aliens. Let's see different creatures. There's so much variety of different types of aliens and different types of stuff you could utilize. And just to go back to stuff in the first film, to be fair, you had that big alien at the beginning. That was more of just a big CG set piece. I mean, I wouldn't say, oh, the dog's singing outside, I will survive or whatever. I don't really find that a good point of laughter to me. The reason I say that it doesn't really make me angry, like it's disappointing, but the film is so quick and short. I like the actors. Will Smith, this is before the cutting, the simping, the, beating Chris Rock, and I liked Will Smith as an actor. I, Robot, I Am Legend, the first Men in Black, the Bad Boys films. Liked him as an actor, and Tommy Lee Jones I liked as an actor. Rosario Dawson I liked as an actor. Is this the one or the third one where they had the driver balloon and he's like, well, we had a black one but he kept getting pulled over? I'm not sure if it was that one or the third one, but I thought that was a funny joke. I will admit. Apparently there was more to this romance between Will Smith and Rosario Dawson, but that was cut out because they wanted to get quicker to the Tommy Lee Jones stuff, him being brought back in. I think that was another weird thing is that, these sequels, Tommy Lee Jones doesn't feel he's in it that much. Here, because you have to have this build up until you get to him, and then even when you get to him, he's not the same because he doesn't remember anything. Then you have to go through all this trouble to retcon, fix what you did in the first movie. I do fix like this because, in all intents and purposes, you only needed one Men in Black movie. I liked the third film, don't get me wrong, but if they were never made, I wouldn't be upset. Like, I love to be only 4 Rambo films, 4 Indiana Jones films, 2 Predator, 2 Alien films, 4 Die Hard films. Men in Black 2 is just, Men in Black 3 is, yeah, I liked it. 4 dog shit. But again, if you only had one film, I'd be like, okay, cool. I would say I do like that reaction by Rosario Dawson. That's a funny one. And I'm going to kill me. No. Like, that's a funny bit there. Like, Rosario, beautiful lady, talented, and very funny reaction. She is a highlight for me in this because, yeah, I'm a fan of hers. I really like Rosario Dawson. Oh, you have the same bicyclist from the first movie? Man, they must really love those costumes. Because that was 97, this was 2002, so 5 years later, they're still going on those costumes? Goddamn, man. They must, yeah, they really love those costumes. Let's see. I'm seeing what else Rosario Dawson's been in. I know she was in one film that was pretty fucking bad, but I'll get to that. Well, she's been in a few. Pluto Nash was pretty bad. That was this year. But she was in The Rundown. She was in Sin City. She was in Clerks 2. She was in Death Proof. Eagle Eye, which I liked. I liked her in that. Unstoppable. I forgot she was in that. That's a good movie. Like I said, I liked Sin City. I liked Eagle Eye. I liked Death Proof. I liked Clerks 2. I liked The Rundown. I forgot they made a Ratchet and Clank movie, but to be honest, I never saw the TV show. I mean, I never played the game anyway. Oh, she voiced Wonder Woman a few times, huh? What was that movie? Or no, was that her? Maybe. Okay, I'm thinking of someone else. Okay, so never mind. But yeah, she's been. Pluto Nash was pretty bad. Clerks 3. Wanted to forget that piece of shit. But yeah, she's been in quite a few films I liked, so. Ahsoka. She was in Ahsoka. I saw bits of that in the Mandalorian. Like, she was in an episode of that. I didn't mind her. I don't know about her show. I saw like one episode. I'm like, eh. I didn't get requested any other episodes, but when I saw the Mandalorian as that character, I'm like, I liked her. No. So now we're going to get to Tommy Lee Jones. Again, this sequel, it didn't have the same serious tone, heartfelt, with humor in it that the first one had. It didn't feel as crazy, original, big, bold that you would want a sequel to be. So it just was kind of sat there and existed. Like, you never hear anyone talk about Men in Black 2. It's not on a list of best sequels. It's not on a list of worst sequels, as far as I know. It's not up there with the worst sequels like Alien 3 and That Good Day to Die Hard and Clerks 3 and best not up there with Aliens, Terminator 2. I mean, it's just kind of there. I'm like, Will Smith, you neuralized him and he doesn't remember, so why did you expect saying a few words would just make him think otherwise? This scene I remember not minding, just when you see the realization of how all these are aliens and the reveal. I don't know about having it by beatboxing. Now, was it Biz Markie, I think is his name? This guy looks like one of the Ramones with the hair. He's ready to sing Pet Cemetery. I wanna be buried in a pet cemetery. But I like the variety of aliens. I think they look cool visually. Like the eyeball waving at him and such. They look cool. Of course he'd have another damn cigarette. Why wouldn't he? Why would he not? Up there's his wife. The mention of his wife. Which again is a shame that the character doesn't really get his happy ending because they needed the sequel. Yeah, that joke might have been in the third movie with the seat. I mean, well, if it's here, we'll see it. If not, then I'll know it's in the third one. That's how long it's been since I've seen these movies. I said this in the first comment, but it makes me go, who is this guy sitting in this chair? Like, what is his story? What got him the job to sit in the chair? What makes him important enough to be the first guy you see and the last guy you see to first guy entering, last guy exiting type of... It's the first and last guy you see out of this building. Who's this guy? A butt boy? Fanboy? Shut the hell up, dude. Why you don't sniff the guy's ass while you at it and lick his ass crack? And of course Michael Jackson. Which I think at one point they want him to be an alien and he's like, well, can I be a Men in Black? And he's like, sure. And the last time he was ever in any film until he passed away. Well, I think they say he is an alien in the first film. And then he, I guess an alien could be a Men in Black as well. So. Yeah, a lot of people still, they believe Michael Jackson did those things, and I'll just say this, I don't think he did. I'll just put it at that. I know one thing Barry Sonnenfeld had said is that they really wanted to get these two back to where they were in the first film, because the way he put it was, well, after Wild Wild West, he realized people don't really want to see Will Smith as the straightforward guy, as the serious part of a duo. I'm like, I think they'd be fine. It's just Wild Wild West was a really crappy script. And Wild Wild West I could watch as like interesting curiosity of how did this get made. More so than, if I watch Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi, The Eternals, Happy Gilmore 2, other, bullshit today. Again, it is interesting to see all the different designs of the aliens, and you see this. I think one of these guys. I think the guy we saw with the white hair was I think Rick Baker. That we saw the back of him. Well, Burger King getting some love in this. Damn. Yeah, I mean, you had the one alien with the fries, Burger King fries, and then Martha Stewart for some reason is back there. That's what I mean. See what I mean? Like this scene here, the comedy just seems more sillier than in the first one. And then we have Serlina just easily able to take over Men in Black just like this. She's got the IP power. And of course, this thing has to look like a giant toilet. Some would say pretty appropriate that that looks like a giant toilet, since some would say this is a piece of shit. I mean, I don't know if I'd go so far to call it a piece of shit, but it's definitely not up to par from the first. And this one felt like an ad lib that he just kept going and going. I bet you love to get flushed. They're like, nah. Flush me, Jage, flush me. I'm like, nah. Yeah, that felt like an ad lib that was hoping and attempting to have a joke. Yeah, this is okay. This is the joke here. Well, it was a black dude, but kept getting pulled over. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty funny joke. So it was in this one. Okay. You know, we're almost halfway through the film. Because again, it's an 80-minute movie. We're almost at the 40-minute mark, so yeah, we're almost halfway done with the film already. I know this was definitely rushed because they really wanted that Fourth of July, weekend, and this did well. It made money. It just I don't think it did as well as the first, and was definitely not as well liked as the first. So it made money. I'm sure the studio was happy about that, but I'm sure they were hoping for more because I'm sure these guys got paid more. The these budgets for these films go up, and when they go up, they definitely want more of that profit margin, not less. So we got Tony Shalhoub once again, which again I do like him in the TV show Monk. I mean, on the one hand, yeah, it was cool to see the dog and Tony Shalhoub again, but on the flip side, it's like, could we not be using this time to dream up new interesting characters, new crazy quirky characters? Again, even in the first film, Tony Shalhoub's character was just kind of this guy that, oh, I'm fine. I got these watches. Oh, that guy's crazy. That guy's weird. you know how much that stings? Like he played it more really real, the scene, while here it's just much more sillier. And then the way these villains are, they come off as really silly when you, especially the Balchinian. The guy on the far left, the thing that's hiding. And then one guy, his face is literally, I mean, they literally make a reference of how it looks like turds. How it looks like shit. Like, the first film was not that low brow. Not even close. And you see what I mean? How it's like now a different type of sense of humor is in this? And yeah, it just, the writing in this is not nearly as good. To me, at least. Not nearly as good, not nearly as satisfying. At least to me. You know what's funny that could happen? I'm watching this, and then even though I'm going to do the review after it, I may not remember half what happens in the movie because it's such a kind of a forgettable story. At least to me, it is. I mean, really, half of the film. I look how silly that was. Like, you're spending half the film to get it back to where it was before the ending of the first movie. So now you have the big fight scene. It is interesting how John Knoxville was able to get to be with a bunch of A-listers throughout his. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of films on his belt and under his belt, but man, you got Will Smith here, Arnold in The Last Stand, The Rock in Walking Tall, Jackie Chan in Skip Trace. Dude, pretty surprising when you think about it. Those guys, do they just bicycle every fucking night in these outfits? The fuck? Well, you looked at some hookers? Mailman not doing a good job hiding his tail? Maybe there's like a reference to the first movie. I mean, the fact that you have to spend so much damn time just to dip back and kind of, as weird to say retcon, but like dip back to where I just. Bolchinian. And now Tommy Lee Jones can do high kicks like he's a fucking kung fu guy? What? With obvious wire work? I see the Bolchinian dad is such a stupid fucking joke, man. Even the way he's talking here is like not how his character in the first film would talk. Again, when you watch the first film right before this, you see the difference. I think they. Elizabeth's character was a lot better in the first film than this. A lot more capable, a lot more of a serious officer with some fun or funnier lines in it. This, on the other hand, man. Oh yeah, like doesn't Rip Torn try to do martial arts here? Doesn't he? I swear that happens. Yeah. Look at this. Like, what the fuck is that? He jumps in the air and does da 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 da. What the fuck is that stupid shit? What is that? He jumps up and defies gravity to give like 18 kicks in the air. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is not how the first Men in Black film was. And it's the same people starring, directors, same. Well, I don't think it's the same writers. So the guy who wrote the first film, or at least credited, is Ed Sullivan. Isn't he one of the guys? Yeah, him and Chris Matheson did the Bill and Ted films, which the first two are good. Who wrote Men in Black 2? By the way, in comparison, let me look at this. The first film got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. 91%. 91. Is this still accurate? What did the sequel get? So if the first one got a 91%, this got a 38% Rotten Tomatoes. Lacking the freshness of the first movie, it recycles elements from its predecessor with mixed results. Yeah. Yeah, tiring franchise. Man. And he's much of a dumber. Will Smith's character is much of a dumber person in this movie. Like, he was not this dumb in the first movie. He was inexperienced and like he didn't know that the gun would fire that way and such. But this whole fucking thing with the pizza thing, it's like, what the fuck, dude? I mean, the reason Tommy Lee Jones hired him is because he was a good replacement and he was a capable cop. Not really the case in this. Or at least some of the time, I guess. Like, goddamn. So once again, hey, people like those little aliens in the first movie, so bring them back in, and now we're going to do more with them, and they're going to be featured more, and I don't know, man. Sorry, I'm just looking at this and going, God damn, man. This is like one of the new ideas they have in it, and I'm like, I'm complaining about the old ideas they just regurgitate. I'm like, this kind of an interesting idea. They like have a locker full of like a locker. I don't know, a locker civilization. I don't know why it makes me think of Toy Story with those little yellow, like those little toys. I just remember this one. I think what it is that the joke just seemed to go on too long. And then even then, like the jokes, it's like doing stuff about the Be Kind Rewind stuff. And then once again goes for the more like lowbrow stuff that the first film didn't really do. Like, don't they all go to the sex dungeon? Yeah. Whereas it makes me wonder, like, do they have females? Are they all in the triple X? Do they all fuck each other? So even that was like, I wasn't even, I wasn't really big on the new, some of the new stuff either. So yeah, I just thought this was disappointing. Just not nearly up to par with what they could have done and should have done. I mean, Men in Black 3 was a bit better. Men in Black 3 had a little bit more of that creativity, the idea of the time travel and the taking place in the 60s, and Brolin did a pretty good interpretation of Tommy Lee Jones. Then you had a little bit of that heart with, oh, but this is other issue. I won't get into that. Here's David Cross, who was in the first movie, but I don't think we're supposed to think he's playing the same character, because I mean, I guess you could assume he didn't die in the first movie. He was just oozed up into the ceiling. But it doesn't really seem like it makes a reference that he was. So he went from a morgue to owning a video store? I don't know. So again, I don't know if he's supposed to be the character from the first movie. Because I thought he died, but made you assume that maybe if you look closely he's breathing or something. But the way his eyes were open, it looked like he was dead. And he had killed everybody else he'd met who killed bugs. So again, I assumed he died. So maybe it's a twin, maybe it's a brother. You know, well, a twin. So, or I don't know. More like, hey, they like working with this actor, so let's put him in this one, and people won't question it, I guess. Yeah, I almost looked like Tommy Lee Jones was trying not to laugh in that. Maybe not, but I swear, when it got to like Tommy Lee Jones's face, it looked like he was ready to crack up. I don't know. So I just looked at the posters. You got the China Syndrome. You got the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now we had the beginning of the movie, the Peter Graves. Now to show how that relates to the plot here. Kind of interesting how they try to make him look younger with that haircut. Such to be you. Yeah, if it's trying to have a bit of heart to it, just does not feel as genuine as it was in the first movie. Just like how excited David Cross is before it happens. So, so what the idea is that he's going to kill his mom with a shovel? Is that what we're meant to infer? First off, he took his glasses off. He's not going to be able to see because he doesn't have his fucking contacts or anything. So he's not going to be able to see shit. I guess he's going to commit murder, or at least attempted murder. So he's probably going to go to jail or something. That's what I mean. Like, what is it with this fucking sense of humor in this one compared with the first? And again, this story's like a bag of nothing, man. Like, of all the years of all the stories to come up with that to detail these characters, and this is the best he got, man. This is the best he got. And even like the action, like if you're going into for summer blockbuster action, the set pieces, riding a big slug in a subway, getting flushed down a toilet, fighting aliens like a Bolchinian. Then I just like the final bits at the end. Sorry, making my bed creak. I was too busy doing this. My elbows hit the damn bed to creak it. I mean, there's some fun with the behavior of the worm guys. Sure. It just felt like this film did not offer enough new to make it worthwhile of a sequel. Oh, here's Barry Sonnenfeld, the director himself. I don't know about the lady or the girl that's meant for, I don't know. If that's just an actress, two actresses, or if that's his wife and kid, I don't know. Yeah, a lot of the Will Smith, like, other than that one I mentioned about the car thing, the driver, a lot of Will Smith's other dialogue just don't come off really that funny. Again, this one just came off, like, the first one came off more of a actual movie. This one was just more of a product. I mean, you know, it's to be expected, I guess, but I don't know. Right, lost their weapons. What is this guy's job? He didn't do a damn thing. He hasn't done anything. He's like the most interesting character. Like, what the fuck is the deal with this guy? What is his deal? Sorry, I'm yawning already. And this is not even that long of a movie. I mean, really, there's only 15 minutes of the film left? Yeah, about 15 minutes of the film. Yeah, watching it again, man, it felt like a whole lot of nothing. I mean, it's weird to say that because it just. Forgettable. That's the best way to describe this sequel. Very forgettable. And disappointing. I mean, with the amount of creativity to showcase and the amount of like new ideas, new types of environments and creatures and the world that you're building, and instead you got this fucking guy. Oh, by the way, if you haven't noticed, Johnny Knoxville's character has just disappeared. He's nowhere to be found. He did not get killed where they're shooting all the other aliens when Tommy Lee Jones remembers, gets his memory back. I mean, you just find these three little douches that's from the bigger douche. Four bitches in the sea. There goes one. Man, I can't believe. I mean, it says on when I ran out of shit to say, and it's only an hour into the movie, pretty much. Like this action scene, just I don't know. I don't feel anything. Doesn't do anything for me. Just is that. I mean, this villain we saw like once or twice before. Just an obstacle to get out of the way. So the joke here is he can't get out of the fucking. I don't even know what you call that. The plastic tubes. Yeah, there's 10 minutes left of the film. Like, it doesn't feel like you're getting to a third act of the movie. At least to me. That I'm like, oh, we're already get to the third act? Holy shit. That's the thing. Like, you spent 40 minutes to get Tommy Lee Jones, Will Smith, like Tommy Lee Jones back to who he was in the first movie. And then the next 30 minutes is kind of the plot. Action scene, fight scene with the aliens. The backstory with why Tommy Lee Jones needed to be brought back. Infiltrating Men in Black headquarters and fighting this sub boss. There's really all that's happened in the past 30 minutes. And again, the first 40 minutes was just to get Tommy Lee Jones back to who he was in the first movie. And callbacks. We call about the worm guys. We call about the dog guy. We call about Tony Shalhoub. We call about the car. Well, this time it does fly. Including with the fucking PlayStation controller. Okay, I was gonna say, there was a Men in Black game back in the day. Definitely one for PlayStation. And the Men in Black cartoon was 4 seasons, 53 episodes. We had the voices of Keith Diamond, Errol Ross in season 1. Oh wow, Errol Ross from Universal Soldier and Red Heat was Tommy Lee Jones's character in season 1? Cool. Great Birders, seasons 2 through 4. Charles Napier was Chief Zed. Tony Shalhoub voices character in season 1. David Warner voiced the villain. Ron Perlman voiced the villain. The Emperor Worm was voiced by Vincent D'Onofrio. Well, he voiced some other ones too. The twin brother of Edgar. Huh. Oh yeah, then you think the worm thing comes back and it's really it killed that big thing, and then they blast the shit out of it. That's the thing. It just somehow it just comes off as very basic. Okay, they get in a car chase or flying chase. Then when it arrives, they shoot and blow it up. They let the girl go. Him realizing this is the spot. Point right to the Statue of Liberty. Again, the emotion that this could have, it just doesn't come off because it just wasn't that. I don't know. Didn't seem that was that properly implemented and built up, and just whatever heart it thinks it has doesn't come off as genuine. Again, it does feel rushed. Like the production was rushed, and the movie feels rushed. Come on, let's just get the fucking movie over with. We got like 3 minutes left of the film. At least, like until the end credits. It's not him, dude. Yeah, gonna die. Yep, there you go. See, the kind of the funniness of the first one is that there's a lot of instances you see like someone would realistically react to this in this way. But again, making this like a broader, goofier comedy, I don't think was, to me, the right decision. It made it seem more childish in a weird way. It definitely didn't have as much of the heart and soul of the first one. Goodbye. Like the threat doesn't even seem much of an actual threat. It's just kind of they're nonchalant. Oh, okay, here we go. We got our guns. Let's go shoot this bitch and go home. Yeah, goodbye. Again, I knew there's more to this ending. I thought it's something to do with the Twin Towers. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was something else, some other location. I swear something about 9/11, what happened. It changed some aspects of the script. And even with the movie, it felt like there was some stuff re-edited with this ending. I don't know the details though. Oh, yeah, the final battle was originally scripted and partially prepared to take place at the World Trade Center. The Twin Towers splitting open to allow alien spaceships to swarm out. But they moved it to the Statue of Liberty. Replacing the background place of the World Trade Center with the Statue of Liberty. So you have this locker bit. I mean, that locker bit is really one of the only like few new things they added into this. And then this is trying to be a play on the ending of the first movie, so again, in a way, like another callback, and just doesn't feel as original. Nod your head, nod your head. Which, I mean, I don't really care about the song. I mean, I'm not big on the first song either, but I can even say probably the first song is a little bit more catchy than this. But I've never been big on Will Smith's music. But yeah, that's the movie, and it's just like how I felt the first time I saw it. And I've seen this a couple more times throughout the years. Because it'll be that notion of, I don't remember much about the film. So I go back and watch it. It's fresh for a little bit. And then by 3 days, like a neuralizer, 3 days, I won't forget about the shit. I mean, yeah, watching this film is like getting a neuralizer. You're not going to remember it. But it's just there's not much merit. There's not much in terms of story, new characters, jokes. I could count one hand the amount of jokes that made me go, that was cute, you know. Oh, the post office with the different aliens was cute. The joke about the driver, you know, kept getting pulled over was kind of funny. Some of the behavior of the worm guys could get some smirks. But yeah, just not much there. Not much there. Not much beat to the bones. And my stomach is already telling me to shut up because it wants food, but I'll do that in a bit. But yeah, if you're a diehard fan of this film, that's cool. Would I say I hate the film? Again, it's not anger. It's just, it's a waste. You have the budget, you got the actors, and you come up with this. Disregarding the fourth film, because to me that's not a real Men in Black film. I am curious if one day someone will request a commentary for that, because that'll be it, because I don't remember a damn thing about that film. But I know there's talks of a new Men in Black film. No. No one's asking for it. No one's really wanting it. And I don't think it would ever get made. I don't think Will Smith's box office is as prominent as, especially after, if he had not slapped Chris Rock and done that stupid shit, you probably would see a Men in Black 4. I just don't see them putting that money. Just the studios are dying. Not saying they don't be dead tomorrow or next week, but they're dying. They're bleeding. They're bleeding. How many studios are in debt by the billions? Because they put so much money, like even with their TV or streaming services. There used to be this thing called a pilot season. You create a pilot to see if people like it or don't like it. If people like it, then you pay and do the other one. Here it's like, no, we commission an entire season. Even if you don't know people will like or dislike the show. Here's a whole fucking season of a show. Which would cost 10 times more, and then they lose 10 times more money when many of these flop. Just like a lot of pilots flop. They make a lot of pilots and only a few get picked up. And even of those fewer live on. That's how they used to do it back in the day. But they just waste money. So I think if they do a Men in Black 4, I mean, Bad Boys 4 I probably made a little bit of money, to be fair. So maybe they could bank on that, thinking, well, you know, if that one did, maybe this one did too. I don't know. Tommy Lee Jones is up there in age. Barry Sonnenfeld is as well. Rick Baker is pretty much retired. I don't, yeah. Just don't need for it. So you do 3 chances. Men in Black 1, 2, and 3. And your second chance, this one, you just shart. Fucking sharted. It's not that good of a sequel. I would say at the end of the day, no, I'm not a fan of this movie. It's not hatred, but no, I'm not a fan. Man. This would almost be like a franchise killer. I mean, it didn't because there's Men in Black 3 and set, but man, this definitely killed. I would have to assume this definitely killed excitement for more Men in Black films because they go, "That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all you got." Okay, if you say so, buddy. But yeah, that's the movie for you. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. I gotta do a review of this as long as I remember the damn shit that happens. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone. And we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.